And we are live from Chukchansi Park this evening as Fresno FC play host to Orange County SC as we head towards the end of the USL regular season. Fresno FC chasing the 8th and final playoff spot. They have quite a mountain to climb and might require 5 wins from the last 5 matches. Orange County firmly cemented in the top 3. They can end the weekend top of the Western Conference with a victory tonight away from home. Chris Whittingham alongside the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Baylor for commentary of this one. And Gary, want to start with the playoff push for Fresno. It is a difficult run-in to try and get towards that 8th place. Not even in your picture. They are 10 points off of Reno 1868, who currently sit 8th in the table.
Yeah, 10 points off with 5 games to go, and assuming the other teams in 7th, 8th, and even 6th place grab a few points, basically Fresno have to win the remaining 5 matches. It's a massive ask, but while there's life, there's hope. They've got to believe that these matches are all winnable. Today's one's not going to be easy, of course, against Orange County, but Portland Timbers 2 should be able to get something there. Rio Grande Valley in 14th spot and Colorado Springs, they could win those. And then perhaps Real Monarchs already relaxed and planning the playoff games. They might take it easy on them in that final match. But yeah, 5 wins out of 5. It's all or nothing at this stage for Fresno.
And the good news for Fresno is that they have 4 of their last 5 matches away at home, at Chukchansi Park. Let's take a look at our players to watch this evening, starting first with Juan Pablo Cafa, leading scorer for Fresno FC, and can do it in a variety of ways. Here you see an open play, but also a very dangerous set-piece taker.
Yeah, he's got a lovely left foot. Look at brilliant. Goes around the goalkeeper, still sticks it in the back of the net. 9 goals this season. As you can see, 4 assists, so it certainly helps those around him.
And meanwhile, for Orange County, second in the USL scoring charts is the Dane, Thomas Enevolten. He's got 16 goals and 8 assists on the season.
Wonderful player, absolutely brilliant, so skillful, so clever, quick to react. His first touch sets him up. Have a look. As it comes to him, sets himself up, takes it away from the defender, and then picks his spot and hits the back of the net. Really dangerous striker, and one that Fresno are going to have to keep a very close eye on this evening.
And Enevolten without his usual strike partner tonight in a proposed tactical switch for Orange County. Michael Seaton, not even in the 18, scorer of 10 goals this season. But coming up, we'll bring you the full lineups and first half kickoff. It's Fresno FC playing host to Orange County. It's desperation time. We're down to the final 5 matches, and we'll play the first of them next. The procession out on to the field. Michael Ratchuk, the matchday referee, leading out Fresno FC and Orange County SC, who will play out a Sunday night USL fixtures. Let's go ahead and bring you tonight's starting lineup, starting first with the hosts, Fresno FC. A couple of debutants this late into the season. Don Smart on the left, Meyer Bevan, the 21-year-old New Zealander, coming in to start on the right after a couple of substitute appearances.
Yeah, nice to see how they're going to form there in terms of service to Christian Cheney. Can they get the ball in? Can they work with Juan Pablo Cuffa, who sits just behind Cheney? So interesting to see how those two wide players play. Otherwise, it's a back four and two what you might call holding midfielders. Danny Barrera can get forward, and Pedro Ribeiro, of course, so what is he, 6'2"? That is some midfielder they've got there. So a nice setup, and looking forward to seeing how they all combine today.
And that is for manager Adam Smith. Meanwhile, for Braden Cloutier's Orange County, 5 changes into the team, including a proposed back 5. Could be either Powder or Miko flying forward on that right-hand side, but they're led by Enna Voltson, their scorer of 16 goals.
Yeah, Enna Voltson, what a player he is up front. We've seen him in action already, but not quite sure if Powder will be on the right or left, or if they play 4 or 5. We'll find out soon.
As we are underway from Chukchansi Park, Fresno FC playing host this evening to Orange County in what is surely desperation time for the host Fresno. They currently sit 10 points off the final playoff spot, currently held by Reno 1868. At the end of the weekend, they will also have played 2 games more than them as well. They come in off a 1-0 loss away from home against Swope Park Rangers as the strike goes blazing over Kyle Rainish's bar. Meanwhile, for Orange County, off a dramatic game at home to Rio Grande Valley last weekend. They were 2-1 down entering stoppage time and won 3-2.
Wow. Fantastic comeback, absolutely brilliant. But has been one of those seasons for Orange County. They really have done so well, and a win today takes them top of the Western Conference. So you can't criticize them at all. It's just been a fantastic season. For Fresno, well, a tough first season for them. Adam Smith, I think, is reasonably pleased. He's done a lot of good work in the first season, but I'm sure next season he'll be looking to make the playoffs, assuming they don't make them now. 5 wins, and perhaps they still will.
A couple of interchanges there in the center of the park, and now Enna Voltson is away. Noah Powder looks to have slid into the center of midfield. Enna Voltson trying to play in Giovanni Ramos Godoy, but cut out well there by Ramon Martin Del Campo. And now here is Meyer Bevan, who at the moment looks to be playing on that left-hand side. Plenty of interesting tactical questions. Orange County pressing high up the pitch. Giovanni Ramos Godoy leading the line, a player who this season has made 21 substitute appearances, making just his 5th start of the season. And that is very much a different role as opposed to coming on maybe the last 20 minutes, try to make an impact, versus playing that number 9 position from the off. Yeah,
certainly more pressure when you start off a game. You're expected to produce the goods throughout. Obviously, you get subbed if you don't, so you feel you have to do a lot more. When you come on as a substitute, often you come on just to change the game, and it's a lot less pressure. So let's see how he does today. But also look at that shadow, very dark across most of the pitch, and then very bright on this one side here.
See everyone on this near side using their arms, using their hands. It's almost as if they all forgot their sunglasses back in the dressing room. These two teams did meet earlier on in the campaign. It was a fairly comfortable victory for Orange County by 3-0. Ramos Godoy in the goals on that evening, as was Thomas Enna Voltson and Michael Seaton, who's not in the 18 tonight despite scoring his 10th goal of the season last weekend. See Braden Cloutier protecting his players on the verge of a playoff run. They actually could have clinched this weekend had Swope Park Rangers beaten St. Louis FC, but that one finished by 4-3 in favor of St. Louis. So they'll have to wait another weekend to clinch their place in the USL playoffs, but Orange County will no doubt make it, barring an unforeseen collapse, as Joe Miko will play it for Aidan Quinn.
It's a totally different approach for the two managers. For Braden Cloutier, as you say, probably resting Michael Seaton with the playoffs coming up and 1 or 2 other players. Whereas for Adam Smith, every match a cup final. And that's what he said himself. He's got to win every single game. He's got to play his strongest team. He's got to push them to the limit to try and get these wins. So totally contrasting approaches from the two managers.
This will be Kevin Alston, who will play on that left-hand side, the longtime MLS veteran. He's also been in squads with the U.S. men's national team, but never picked up a cap. as Bierman will play it on that right-hand side for Joe Amico. As the run of Bierman available, likes to leave it here with Aiden Quinn. He'll pop the ball into the penalty area in the direction of Powder, but a bit too close to the goalkeeper, Kyle Rainish. Makes a 25th start of the season in goal, keeper of 6 clean sheets. He too a long-time MLS veteran, mostly as a backup goalkeeper. Atlanta, Chicago, New York Red Bulls, and Real Salt Lake. Here's Quinn. He scored the winning goal against Rio Grande Valley in the 6th minute of added time. It was a long-range strike. Sunk Oklahoma City Energy.
Just looking at Juan Pablo Cafa there, way deep for one of your main sort of strikers, your number 10, your playmaker. And maybe that's an issue for Fresno. They're going to have to push forward a little bit more if they want to win this game. Got to be positive, because so far it seems that Orange County are the team that are dominating possession. Although we only are 5 minutes into the game. But it's one of those situations for Fresno where it's all or nothing. And they can't wait till the last few minutes to try and win this game. The way I would see it, it's a case of give everything you've got from the very beginning and get the 3 points in the bag, and then take the same approach to the next game.
4 of their last 5 at home. As the ball is sent over the top for Ramos Godoy. Rainish well off his line and able to calmly play it for Zach Ellis Hayden, who returns for his goalkeeper, but not a ton of pace on it. Nearly left it there for Ramos Godoy. And Rainish's ball is cut out there by Walker Hume, and Orange County will look to play that ball direct towards Matt Spearman. And now Rainish will just have to send forward. But out of play. As you mentioned, Gary, a first year for Fresno FC. Certainly plenty to learn from this campaign, bringing in a few players you'd have to say with a mind towards next year, including Meyer Bevan on loan from Vancouver Whitecaps. Don Smart is going to have a look in after his year with Miami FC. As Christian Cheney just losing out there to Christian Duke. And away by the Loney goalkeeper Andre Rawls from NYCFC in Major League Soccer. On this left-hand side is Bradley Camden Fewa with a decent cross into the penalty area. Dealt with there by Walker Hume. Quinn. A good ball between the lines for Thomas Enevoldsen.
So comfortable on the ball. Enevoldsen gets it, receives it, turns, finds space, brings players into play.
As it's clipped into the penalty area by Ramos Godoy. Cut out there by Fresno. And now Juan Pablo Cafa will try and start the counter-attack. It's a heavy touch, though, from Meyer Bevan, who is a full international with New Zealand, winner of 6 caps. Making his first start after 2 substitute appearances for Fresno. We've cycled through a fair number of players on the season, just trying to find the right combination. A fairly regular 11. To make a change at left back with Alex Cooper, the usual left back, out due to yellow card accumulation.
Just looking at the body language of Fresno. If I'm a Fresno FC fan, I'm looking for desperation and commitment and battle and fight to the death before, you know, assuming they don't make it, you want them to go down fighting. Not seeing it from the kickoff, and that's what I would expect to see for a team that absolutely has to win this match. So let's see if they can slowly switch it on. But it's always easier to come out the traps, as they say, flying, and not try and play your way into the match. Again, it's let OC have the ball. It's too easy for them at the back. Maybe they're pacing themselves, Fresno. We'll find out as the match goes on.
You do wonder if perhaps reality is setting in as well. Even if they do win all 5 of their remaining matches, it still might not be enough. As again, back to goalkeeper Rainish, who takes a dangerous turn around the oncoming Ramos Godoy, but calmly plays the ball, but puts it out of play with his clearance. First time ball from Enevoldsen in the path of Ramos Godoy. Del Campo doing very well to make sure that he protected the ball from the run of Ramos Godoy, and Reynish will claim. Does seem like Fresno are having some difficulty getting the ball from goalkeeper to the feet of their attackers.
Yeah, well, up against a very good Orange County, and Coach Adam Smith did say that their priority was not to let OC play, that they were such a good side that they had to close them down and stop them from playing, which makes a lot of sense, except at the same time you've got to make sure your team play and your team have a go and try and score as many goals as possible. So it's a tough balance for Fresno, and one win from the last 8 is what's got them in this very difficult situation where now it's all or nothing.
Yeah, their last victory at home against St. Louis FC by 1-0. It has not been a sensational run for Fresno. And coming at just the wrong time. A couple of difficult fixtures mixed in there, including their last loss away to Stowe Park, a team currently in the playoffs. But it will be those results against the top 8 sides that will probably determine the outcome of this season for Fresno. You see the draw against Reno, and you do get a victory over St. Louis, but a loss to Stowe Park as well. And perhaps not enough from their home matches. 6 wins, 5 draws, 2 losses at home. All a decent record. Not quite playoff quality, as Christian Cheney has a run of Smart available. We'll let 2 peel it back. Ellis Hayden. As now you are starting to see the sun set on Chancey Park. His ball is flicked into the path of Don Smart. And very good job there from Kevin Alston just to marshal the ball out of play.
Just picking up on your stats at home there, what was it, 6 wins from 12 for Adam Smith there, and the rest of the team not good enough. Your home form has to be brilliant. You know you're going to struggle away from home. I would look for, 8, 9 wins at home out of 12. And if you're not getting the wins, then it makes it so difficult, because you have to get them on the road, and that's a lot of a bigger ask.
Even though 8th is the target, it does seem more like it's the team in 7th that's more catchable for Fresno, if anyone is catchable at this point. They're 11 points off of St. Louis, but they'll be equal on games played, whereas Reno 1868 will have 2 games in hand, as the opportunity is on here for Don Smart, who clips the ball into the penalty area, spilled there by Rawls, and nearly pouncing there was Christian Cheney. A little bit dangerous there from the Orange County goalkeeper, but in the end claiming.
Yeah. Wasn't a good first touch from Andre Rawls, but give him credit. He's up nice and quickly, pounces on the ball before Cheney can get there. So he recovered from his own mistake, and a good ball in there from Don Smart. There you go, whips it in. And he causes the problem in the first place.
Ribeiro. And Christian Cheney had to go a long way to hold up possession here for Bradley Camden-Fellow, the native of Paris. Lovely clip there from Ramos Godoy to send Anna Voltson forward. There's the Dane, 30 years of age, joining from the Eredivisie. Will clip the cross in towards the area, but kind of died in the air there. And easy work for Reynish.
When you think about it, Anna Voltson's got, 16 caps for Denmark? I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but either way, it's impressive. And playing for the Danish team, you've got to be at a really decent level. And OC very lucky to have a player of that quality. Hopefully the other players around him learn from him. They pick up his experience, his ability to kill the ball quickly and put it in the right places, because he really is a quality acquisition for Orange County.
And Braden Cloutier has said he does want to stake his claim as an MLS player at some point. Imagine the MLS sides will look towards top of the USL scoring charts for some ideas for player acquisitions, as the ball is clipped in the path of Noah Powder, who can try just about keep it in play, but he cannot. Last year, top of the USL scoring charts was Dane Kelly of Reno 1868. He then moving on to DC United, so that pathway is there. And you wonder if Anna Voltson might be getting any calls.
Well, absolutely. It makes sense, doesn't it? The player I think who's more likely is Michael Seaton. I think he's really good. He's strong. He's young. You've got MLS teams looking at him thinking, well, we worked with him for a couple of years. He's only 23 or 24. He could be a major asset to any MLS team. So I'll be surprised if he's still with Orange County next season.
As Barrera trying to clip it over the top. Don Smart among those threatening. But again, Rawls able to get there first. So it does look like a back four despite 5 usual defenders in the team. It does look like Noah Powder playing the most advanced role on that left-hand side for Orange County. He's trying a few players out in some different areas.
Nice position to be in as a manager, where you've virtually made the playoffs. You now can rest certain players, and it's good to understand their psychology. And I don't know Michael Seaton, but he might be one of those players who needs a rest, needs a couple of weeks off, and then comes firing back. Other players need to play, like maybe Thomas Enevoldsen. He's better off playing every week. So as the manager understands his players, so he can mix and match them. Unfortunately for Adam Smith, he doesn't have that luxury. He's got to win every game. He's got to put his strongest team out, and he's got to push them to the limit to get the 3 points today.
As Enevoldsen will flick the ball over the top. It's down to the path of Ramos Godoy, who takes a touch in the penalty area. Now on the edge, leaves it for Enevoldsen. A lovely 1-2. Ramos Godoy going down. And the referee waving away the claims. It'll be a corner.
Good play there from Ramos Godoy. Absolutely brilliant there. And, well, if there was VAR, you might have a closer look, but difficult for the referee to give that. Skills here, turns, comes back at the players, plays the 1-2, gets it back again. Not enough. There was a covering defender coming across, but lovely play there from Godoy.
Certainly some danger there of the penalty, and now it'll be Aiden Quinn to swing in the corner. As it's a decent one towards that penalty spot. It was nearly handball, and that's what that Orange County bench is claiming. It was Christian Cheney in the area.
Looked it for a moment, didn't it? But once again, it's very difficult for the ref to see exactly whether it hit a hand or where was the hand. And if you're not sure as a ref, you can't give it.
And also there is the judgment you have to make of whether it was a deliberate attempt to play the ball.
Or a deliberate, yes, Braden Cloutier is saying, you know, it's a handball, but you can deliberately put your hand in a position to benefit by hitting your hand. VAR makes it a lot easier for referees to sort of stop and have a close look, but to see that with a naked eye in a split second and make a call, extremely difficult. And like I say, unless you're sure, because you know that all the players are going to shout penalty, you can't go with what they say. As Cloutier once again explains it should have been a penalty. You can't go with what the players say, you've got to go with what you see, and if you don't see it, you don't give it.
And Braden Cloutier demonstrating his anger, if not by his words, and certainly by the veins pulsating in his neck. You can say that Orange County is comfortably in the postseason, but these games still matter.
I guess the biggest danger for teams like Orange County and Phoenix and Monarchs is that you can actually lose momentum, where by taking your foot off the pedal, the players relax, and when the playoff starts, they take on a team that finished 7th and 8th and was fighting and scrapping to the last
had to win
minute.
every game for 17 matches.
Absolutely, and that team is actually in a better position to win the game because they've been playing must-win games right up until the sort of
particularly
end of the
in a one-off. It's not it's not a home and home. It's a one-off. So unless you're absolutely solid at home, you can certainly see those results come in. Orange County have been roughly the same away from home as they've been at home. 8 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses away. 8 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses at home.
Yeah, very impressive, especially that away form for Orange County. Really, really top class, which is why a win tonight will see them top of the Western Conference.
The sun continues to set on Chancey Park here. Zach Ellis-Hayden with the cross in. Dealt with there by the very big Walker Hume. All of the Orange County center backs, including Alex Cernali, on the bench. And Josh Hoyfeld as well, all very big. And deal with those balls in the air. As it's a poor touch there from Don Smart on the left-hand side, and just runs out of play. Fresno haven't really fashioned a clear chance yet, you'd have to say.
Nope, they haven't. And just noticing Don Smart moving to the left, he was on the right a few minutes ago, so maybe he and Mayor Bevan have been given the sort of instructions to keep swapping sides and keep testing out the fullbacks.
Free kick taken quickly by Fresno. Here's Kafa. If there is chance creation to be had, you'd imagine he would be at the heart of it. Now Smart has Cheney and Bevan available in the area. As the cross is eventually sent in, it's long and a bit too much on it from Bradley Camden-Fewo, and it's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's a poor cross. You've got to be able to get the ball into the danger area. It might be a little, a foot or two too high or too low, but not way above those in the box. Very frustrating for the strikers. But you mentioned Juan Pablo Kafa, still very deep for me. He's such a good play. His left foot is it's like magic. So I'd want him right behind Christian Cheney, trying to put balls through, give the striker something to run onto. And I would have one of my midfielders behind Juan Pablo Kafa, just pushing him up the pitch and saying, go on, I'll deal with the midfield. You go up and try and get us a goal.
Bit dangerous there from Hume, playing it back for Rawls, but able to take it out of the air. Ramos Godoy getting involved there to try and win the ball in the air, but it's Fresno FC wearing their home blues this evening. As Amico now under a bit of pressure, Don Smart nearly picking him off, and instead Rawls will just put it out of play. There is one other game going on live in the USL at the moment, started at the exact same time. Las Vegas Lights lead Portland Timbers 2 by a goal to nil. Raul Mendiola with the goal in the 4th minute. Earlier today, the league's top points getter, FC Cincinnati, winning again. As here's the opportunity for Bevan. The cross came in, but it took a deflection on the way through. And straightforward work for Rawls.
You mentioned the Lights. Well, good to see them doing well so far in the match. They've had a rough season, played some lovely football at times, but conceded probably way too many. And one would hope that we will see a slightly different and slightly improved Las Vegas Lights, because they're exciting to watch, they're fun, and really hope that they can improve their form.
They've conceded 57, which is joint 3rd worst in the West.
But they're fun to watch.
Yep. There will be goals. There will be goals.
Well, what do you expect from Las Vegas? Entertainment.
Yes, indeed. Smart and Kafa nodding down for Camden-Fewo, who returns from an injury. He's been out for some time. He's the regular left back at the start of the season, but he's been dealing with varying ailments. Last 2 seasons in USL with Rochester. As Hume stepping in there. The Christian Duke giving away straight to Don Smart. And the 30-year-old Jamaican trying to find the ball through. Instead, it'll be Ellis Hayden. And back again for Barrera, who comes from that right-hand side to play with Ribeiro in the center of the park. The ball is lofted in towards Smart. Here's Cheney on the turn, trying to strike, but into the path of Joe Amico. Now Camden-Fewo can run it. Mats Bierman will go towards that byline, but Amico is there to deal with it and put it out of play.
This is better from Fresno. You need to get the 3 points, and you need to put OC under pressure, and that's what they're doing right now. And I bet that's warmed the hearts of their fans.
As Kafa tries to clip it there for Camden-Fewo, just about keeps it in play. And now Bierman trying to clear. Good step there from Mickey Daly. And now one there by Ribeiro. In the path of Barrera. Trying to leave it there for Ribeiro, but didn't get enough purchase on it. And eventually Ribeiro giving away. Anna Voltson under pressure from Ellis Hayden, as was Quinn. Ellis Hayden sliding in to win it off of Quinn. And the referee giving a free kick, Michael Ratchuk, for Orange County SC.
Yeah, good little bit of play there from Fresno. Commitment, putting OC under pressure, closing down the ball, getting into the danger area in the box. And gives the fans something to believe that they can get the 3 points here tonight. So well done, Fresno. Let's have more of the same.
This ball is flicked in the path there of Ramos Godoy. But Daly doing very well. A little forearm shove. It's perhaps a bit extra, but it does result in a Fresno throw. Fresno sitting 12th in the table Just not enough goals on the season. Playing match number 30 tonight, I've scored 38 times. No individual in double figures. As will be a throw in here for Fresno. There is Zach Ellis-Hayden.
Yeah, good tackle from Noah Powder. I thought for a second he might be in trouble if he didn't get the ball, but he did. So the 19-year-old looking good, playing as an attacking midfielder on that left-hand side. So at 19, an exciting talent is Noah Powder.
But at our first time towards Ellis-Hayden, who just wins off of Kevin Alston. Here's Meyer Bevan down that right-hand side. Just does not get his cross right.
Yep, less said about that, the better. Need to get the quality. The ball needs to be in that box to put pressure on Orange County.
And on the lack of goals, it's come at exactly the wrong time in this period where they've won one match in 8. They've only scored 6 times.
But it is their first season, so as we say, for Adam Smith and the rest of the team, one takes that into account. And I'm sure they would love to have made the playoffs in their first season, but I'm sure they've learned a lot. They've figured out a good structure, who should play where, maybe a couple more players to sign. But certainly I would think the pressure will be on next season to make the playoffs, and that's where the fans will start to get a little bit noisy if the team is in the same position next season.
Well, one of actually the more experienced side in USL in terms of years of operation, Orange County going through quite a makeover themselves in the offseason, bringing back just 6 players. And first-time manager as well in Braden Cloutier, long-time assistant with the team. Now in charge, and it's come off aces for him.
Oh, hasn't it just? Wow.
Quinn tried a sliding in Duke. And away by Del Campo.
Can't get a better season as your first season as a manager than being on the verge of going top of the Western Conference. Of course, there's still playoffs to come and lots more, but so far for Braden Cloutier, top class.
Good ball there from Quinn, but didn't find the right runner. And Cloutier himself even telling the local press this week, Angels on Parade, to be honest, the season has been better than I expected. And for a first-time manager, you don't really allow yourself an ability to feel like you've accomplished anything, particularly with the playoffs coming, but he can certainly be proud of the job that he's done, and not just in winning games and being towards the top of the table, but playing some really good stuff as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the players that he has, especially Thomas Innovolson, Michael Seaton, really top-class players. But you know what? Let's just say an MLS team comes along and signs those 2 up, and then suddenly you've got to go find a striker yourself, and next season could be totally different. So he will be tested as a manager, and he knows that, which is why he quite rightly says, you know, I haven't achieved anything yet, and I've got a lot still to prove.
It's a lovely touch there from Ribeiro. We'll try and slide on the path of Smart, who takes a decent touch. Cheney wanted it laid off for him. And Smart trying to do well with the good ball there for Ribeiro.
He's got to do better with that when that ball comes into the box. That's where you've got to be clinical, Fresno. You put Orange County under pressure, you get balls into the danger area, you've got to turn and get a shot on target.
Given away there by Innovolson. Here is Smart. The tackle coming in from Amico, and the whistle does sound. It'll be a free kick in a fairly dangerous area here for Fresno.
That's better now. Well done, Smart. Winning those free kicks as part of your job is to go with the defense, either tempt them into giving away a free kick or try and get past them. So Don Smart with a good move, and a free kick, as you say, in a very dangerous position.
Yeah, this does look like Juan Pablo Caffa territory. The Argentinian can certainly strike from this kind of range. He's the only one over it, wearing the armband. And we'll try and make Andre Rawls at least work. If not, give the lead to the hosts.
Yeah, 2 blue shirts at the end of the wall there just to make that vision for Andre Rawls more difficult. Forces the goalkeeper further over to your left as you're looking, which means if Caffa can get the right lift and drop on this ball, he's going to go, as we look, for the right-hand side of the goal, over the wall, drop the ball down, and see if he can give Fresno the lead.
As here is Caffa, tries to go low, and a loose leg there at the end of the wall, stopping that from going towards Andre Rawls. you'd figure that Rawls had it covered anyway, but the wall doing its job. Here's Ribeiro working on multiple defenders, trying to carry on, but a crunching challenge in there from Olsen. Starts the counterattack for Orange County. Here's Enev Olsen. Riding the challenge of Ellis Hayden, trying to spread out wide for Powder. But dealt with there by Fresno. And now Quinn will leave it for Thomas Yule Nielsen, another Dane in the team. Coming over from football in Scandinavia, playing in Denmark, in Norway, and in Sweden.
Well, nice and easy now for Orange County. What a chance there for Fresno with that free kick, and they should have done more with that. Just got blocked by the wall. Wasted opportunity by Juan Pablo Caffa, and now the ball on the other side of the other end of the pitch, and now defending for Fresno to do.
And it'll be a free kick after the tackle in from Ellis Hayden, who got some of the ball, but not enough in the judgment of Michael Ratchik. And now Aiden Quinn, who has provided 11 assists on the season, according to the league's tally. He says that he has 12. The league didn't give him credit for one.
Well, you take everything you can get when it comes to stats, goals, assists, anything.
The former FC Cincinnati midfielder will try and swing it in towards that back post. He does. It's a decent ball in. Walker Hume arriving, but it does come out for an Orange County corner.
What a good ball in it was there from Quinn. It was that area where if anyone gets their head on it, they're close enough to goal to really force Carl Reinisch to make a good save. So lovely, lovely floated ball in, and let's see if they can do something now similar with the corner kick.
It'll be Quinn again to deliver towards that near post. Ramos Godoy trying to flick on. It was into the path of Don Smart, who didn't have the most convincing clearance, but not too dangerous. And now Ellis Hayden can charge on. Zach Ellis Hayden sliding into the path here of Meyer Bevan. Good counterattack is Bevan going down, and it will be a throw-in as the assistant did not give a free kick, but it seemed like Michael Ratchuk did. And they'll just have to get this sorted, as Kaffa just tried to put it in play quickly. A little bit of miscommunication at the moment. And Michael Ratchik just going to sort things out with Adam Smith, who is not pleased with the explanation of a throw-in for Orange County.
Yeah, it seemed like it was blown initially as a free kick, but as you say, coach not happy. Coach never will be, because it could have been a free kick in a dangerous position, but they've got the ball back, Fresno.
Cheney. And Camden Fewo. Tries to spin around Bierman and just about does so. On his way, charging forward. Will strike towards goal. It went across the face of goal as well. And Bevan among those threatening, but in the end played out for a corner.
That's a bit more positive there from Camden Fewo. That's what we want to see, cutting inside, having a go at that Orange County defense. Good little bit of skill there as he turns his marker, gets in, has a dip, and wins the corner. Well done, nice and positive.
And here's Kaffa, lofted towards that back post. The header coming in from Cheney might still be on for Del Campo in the area, but enough done there by Orange County defensively and away by Kevin Alston. Kaffa trying to turn around Alston, but there you see the experience of a long-time MLS defender with New England and Orlando.
More complaints. I think the throw-in's gone to Orange County because Kaffa's not happy, Adam Smith is not happy. Yep. So a couple of decisions going against Fresno, but they've won the ball back. Another decision going against them. I was about to say they've won the ball back, but frustrating little spell for the home side. Yeah, still complaining about the throw-in on Pablo Kaffa. At least it shows the passion. That's what fans want to see from Fresno as they play this match. Once again, they have to win if they're to stay alive in these playoffs.
And it will be Aiden Quinn to put it back in play, but well won there by Mickey Daly in the air. And now Fresno forward here through Meyer Bevan. Kaffa giving it for Camden Fewo. Now the big number 9 Ribeiro He began the year as a number 9, but drifted further back and now has really solidified himself as a holding midfielder. Quite a change to happen mid-season. It's worked well for Fresno. As Powder giving away. Orange County struggling to play at the moment. Bevan. The New Zealander looking for options. Finding it with Del Campo. Now Daly, whose touch was a bit loose, but settling in the end and returning for his center back partner.
Good spell of play for Fresno. The last sort of 15-20 minutes, they've come back into it. Early on, it was Orange County who looked good and slick and on the attack and had Fresno on the back foot. But the home side slowly have worked their way back into this match, and they're looking good now. Probing, just need a good final ball.
And that was a decent one towards Don Smart. He didn't get the right touch on it. I believe he was offside first.
It was a good ball. I thought maybe Don Smart could have done more with it, even though he didn't know he was offside. But again, Fresno probing, getting balls into dangerous areas. I think Adam Smith will be reasonably happy with what they've shown in this first half.
Alston nearly giving away and does give away. Quinn unable to settle the touch. Now Kaffa with options. Will spray it out to Bevan on this left-hand side. On the edge of the penalty area, leaves it for Barrera. Barrera turning and playing in Smart, who will loft it towards that back post. And Rawls able to catch. And you see Rawls there frustrated with the players in front of him, giving away in a dangerous area.
Yeah, it was given away. OC looking a little bit lax in this game. Maybe they're taking their foot off the pedal because they know that they are virtually in the playoffs. But from Don Smart's point of view, not the best ball in the box. It was neither a cross nor a shot. Another wasted opportunity for Fresno.
It does seem like Smart is getting into good areas as he goes down there after taking that ball off his side. And puts the ball out of play.
Looks like he's taken it in the stomach and he's been winded in the process. But he had possession and sort of went down. I don't know if he gets possession back or not. Obviously must have been very painful.
Smart remaining down, making his first start. Longtime player in NASL with Indy 11, who now are in USL for the first time this season.
A chance for some of the Fresno players with less than 10 minutes left of the first half just to grab a drink.
Must have taken some hit for him to be down for that long.
It's more on the side of his body, but at this point here, you think he might just play it to one of his own players and then go down. But anyway, he's back up and on his feet. And Fresno players have grabbed a drink. And they want to keep this pressure on because they certainly have been looking decent the last 10-15 minutes. But they haven't got an advantage. That's what they need. You don't get points without goals, so we don't get 3 points anyway without goals. So they need to get that breakthrough and get past Andre Rawls.
So it will be a throw-in for Orange County, who are under no obligation to give the ball back, but they do in the end. This will be a throw-in here for Fresno. Mickey Daly nearly taking the touch and putting it out in play himself. Been interesting to see if there would have been a second sportsman-like throw-in.
No, there would not. If you get the ball and you mistrap it, that's your problem.
Ellis Hayden doing a lot of work around multiple defenders and playing Barrera. Plays into acres of space for Kantem Fewa on that left-hand side, which the cross first time. Bevan trying to flick on. Here's Cheney in the area. And headed away by Alston. Might still fall, though, for Christian Cheney, who will strike with his left straight into Walker Hume. And now Don Smart to try and play it. He's unable to win it off of Amico. Just puts it out of play.
Oh, a little bit of excitement there for Christian Cheney. Twice he tried to get on the end of a shot and it didn't quite work out for him. But at least he was there and looking for the opportunity, and that is good news for Fresno.
Bierman putting it out of play. There's a coming together there between Cheney and Yul Nielsen. The two number 21s with quite a coming together. It does result in a free kick for Fresno.
He's not happy, Cheney. Maybe looking for the yellow card, but it won't be given. But it's a free kick again in a dangerous area. Yul Nielsen getting a bit of a lecture. Won't get the yellow card, but it's a warning which says, do that again and you will be in trouble. Now the question is, what are they going to do with this, Fresno?
And it is Kafa over it. There's also second for Fresno in assists, just behind Barrera with 4. Barrera's got 5. And now it'll be Kafa to deliver. It's a decent ball in. The header comes in for Ribeiro. And it came off a white shirt first. There's actually some appeals for handball in the area. But none whistled there by Michael Ratchik, and Andre Rawls handling it.
Ribeiro is such a big unit and gets on the end of that. It doesn't quite fall for any of the Fresno players, but again, nice pressure from the team in blue. And they just need a little bit of luck to get something positive to come from that pressure.
As Rainish trying to send it forward, instead puts it out of play in a dangerous area for Orange County. Now Quinn and Noah Powder. Hasn't done a ton in his midfield role on that left-hand side. Alston trying to work around Bevan, who now slides in to try and win it off of Alston. The left back still managing to keep it in play, but giving away there and cleared. Only as far though as Quinn, who's pulled down there by Cheney, who again receives an unfavorable whistle. And it will be a free kick.
Yeah, Cheney, big strong boy, coming back to try and do some defensive duties. Just slightly mistiming his tackle there. And now a free kick in a decent position for Orange County. So let's see if they can cause some problems. A whipped in ball somewhere between goalkeeper and the last line of defense will always cause problems. And it would be a great time for Orange County to score if they could.
So a good delivery on the ball earlier from Quinn. Will whip it in towards that back post. Yul Nielsen trying to get something on it. It's away though by Fresno, and now Smart to get it up the pitch. For Amico, Bevan trying to win it off him. And Amico putting it out of play. It'll be a throw in for Fresno. As we near the end of this first half. Not too many clear-cut chances for either team.
Nope, there haven't been. And certainly Fresno have seemed to put more effort into trying to get that breakthrough in the last 20 minutes. But I still don't see enough. For me, it's 45 minutes plus whatever's left in this half to try and save their season. And I expect them to come out second half firing. They've really got to give everything they've got in this match before they bow out of the playoffs, which they won't necessarily 100% do tonight, but they'll be more or less out if they don't get a win. And if I'm a fan of Fresno, I want to see them give everything in that second half. But certainly the last 10, 15, even 20 minutes, they've looked a lot more positive, have the home team.
And as much as Braden Cloutier can feel comfortable now with some distance between Orange County in third and the rest of the Western Conference, he did note that these are great games to play towards the end of the season against desperate sides like Oklahoma City Energy last week and Fresno FC tonight, like Real Monarchs, who are coming up as well. Another one of those teams towards the top of the table. Some good tests for Orange County SC towards the end of this campaign, as Barrera takes Rainish's long ball out of the air very well. And now the Colombian will carry on. Ribeiro. Flicked on there by Kafa very well as the cross comes in towards Cheney, who couldn't get his right boot on and off the cross from Camden Fewo. And cleared away, only as far as Ribeiro, who notices man on there and touches very well around Ramos Godoy.
Once again, Fresno dominating the possession, playing some lovely football. And as I say that, they lose possession, commentators curse, but they do get the free kick.
And Barrera grabbing his left foot in some degree of pain. Might there be some extra discipline here for Michael Ratchik. He's going to signal Noah Powder over.
Powder seems to believe he didn't do anything wrong. Let's have a look at it again. Ball comes to Barrera. He sort of doesn't quite control it properly. I Actually wonder if Potter didn't actually win the ball. Fair and square. Did he get a yellow card there?
He does indeed. Into the book of Michael Ratchuk, you would say that even with getting some of the ball, did slide into his left leg with 2 feet.
Yeah. Hard to say. He's not happy with it. And Barrera, once you mistime your sort of control of the ball, you do open yourself up for someone to lunge in and try and get the ball off you. Anyway, it's given. Let's see what Fresno can do. Also, as with OC a few minutes ago, this is a great time to score just before halftime to get the ball in the danger area.
And they do, but no danger in it in the end. As we have received word from the ground, we'll have 1 minute to be added on. You mentioned the domination of possession, only 52-48 in favor of the host, but this last spell of 20 minutes has really been much more in favor of the home side.
I think the first 20 was Orange County's. They looked really good and comfortable on the ball, and they had Fresno running around at the back. And the second part of the first half was Fresno who did most of the good work.
As there is the confirmation of the 1 minute. As you mentioned, Gary, very much desperation time towards the end of the season. Fresno in the live table will be 9 points off of 8th place Reno, with 2 matches played more than Reno 1868. It'd be 10 points off of St. Louis on an equal number of games. Opportunities dwindling to try and make their way into the postseason. In all likelihood, probably need 3 points tonight.
Yeah.
As a free kick there given against Fresno as Christian Duke riding the challenge.
Look, it's very possible that if Fresno won all 5 of their remaining games, they still wouldn't make the top 8. It depends on how the others do. But what you're going to do is win the games you can and let the chips fall as they do.
Poor touch there from Cam Faywo. Bierman and Enna Voltson. Quinn touching around the defender. He can carry on his way. We've had the minimum as Quinn will strike, and it hits that back stanchion in behind the goal. It was from that kind of range that he scored the winner last week against OKC, but it is the final meaningful action of this first half. Fresno FC, Orange County SC level after 45 minutes of play. Not a ton of chances. The best probably coming off the left boot of Juan Pablo Caffa. But Fresno FC still have 45 minutes left to keep their season proverbially alive. They'll try and get that winner in that second half against Orange County. We'll have full first half highlights and much more coming up in the halftime show. Right now, though, your halftime score. It's Fresno FC 0, Orange County SC 0. Fresno FC playing host to Orange County SC this evening, and it's 0-0 after 45 minutes of play. Chris Whittingham alongside Gary Bailey for commentary of this one, and certainly the playoff chase is well and truly on to bring you some of the results from around the Western Conference. A bit of a surprise in Tulsa as Tulsa Roughnecks beat San Antonio by 2-1. Reno, the team that Fresno are chasing at the moment, winning 1-0 against LA Galaxy 2.
It makes it more difficult for Fresno, doesn't it? That means 3 points is an absolute must this evening.
And you look from an Orange County point of view, they're chasing Real Monarchs and Phoenix Rising at the top of that Western Conference table. Phoenix getting another victory against Seattle Sounders too.
Yeah, lovely side, Phoenix Rising, and very, very difficult for Orange County to finish above them. If they do, it's one hell of a season because Phoenix Rising are a very good team.
Yeah, and the top three right now in the West, all very good sides in Orange County, Phoenix, and Real Monarchs. Right now, though, we're going to send things over to Kelsey Steele, who is with FC Cincinnati's Forrest Lasso.
How's it going, everyone? USL's Kelsey Steele here with FC Cincinnati defender Forrest Lasso. So we're well aware of what Forrest can do on the pitch, so today we're going to see what he's got on the court. We've got a game of horse going with a few questions in between. So Forrest, you want to get to it?
Let's do it.
Go.
Oh, let's go. Oh, pressure's on. Let's do it.
We got an H, people. So you're rally guy. Favorite part about North Carolina?
Ooh, sweet tea and barbecue.
MJ or LeBron?
Oh, that's like the Pele Messi question.
There's only one right answer.
I mean, I'm definitely biased, so I'm MJ. We'll go with Bang this time.
Oh, okay, all right. Ah.
Oh, we got a letter.
Okay, sweet spot then on the court.
Top of the key.
Top of the key, okay.
Oh, yes.
Whose play would you mirror the most?
Little size difference with Dwayne Wade. He was the reason I started watching the NBA.
Get out of here. What, only 5'6", 5'7" at 16, and now you're pushing 6'7" at 25. What is that like for you?
So being the small guy, I was like the run of the litter growing up. I was always the smallest guy on every team, and then once it started to grow, I would like to say I was more technically sound when I was younger and smaller. And as I kind of grew, I kept the technical part of my game, and then I also realized that I had the physical side. When it comes to the game, it's definitely been a blessing. It's a special tool or trait that not everybody has, obviously.
Killing me.
Needed that.
Being pulled in from that Cincinnati community, what do they bring to you guys?
Oh man, I've been playing this game since, I don't know, 3 years old. Everybody likes the game, not everybody loves the game, and when you go to Cincinnati, you can tell that there's 40,000 people that love it.
You're roommates with Jimmy. Tell me you've got a good story or two living with him over these last few months.
We've probably seen it on a few goal celebrations, but he's got absolutely no rhythm. He's probably going to hate that I told the world this, but he's, when it comes to dancing, this guy's pretty fun to watch.
Not short. Ah! Give it to the champ.
That was fun.
That'll do it for us today, Forrest. Thanks for coming along and bearing the heat with us. For now, that'll do it from Tampa.
Slammed in by Allen. Goal! Takes the shot and scores! This is Nashville SC. Save by Bell. Stylish. Sensational.
Nashville and Tampa in our ESPN match of the week here at Chauncey Park. It is Fresno 0, Orange County SC 0 at the halftime break. Let's take a look at our news and notes from around the league. Cameron Lancaster continues to lead the USL goal-scoring charts and is Player of the Month for his efforts. Coach of the Month goes to Brendan Burke of Bethlehem Steel, who is taking his side towards the playoffs. Richmond Kickers will enter their 8th season, or excuse me, their longtime tenure in USL. They'll enter the Division 3 beginning next year as the 8th founding member, but Cameron Lancaster what a player at the top of the scoring charts for Louisville.
Absolutely brilliant. What a season they have in Louisville as well. But to finish ahead of Enev Olsen, or to be currently ahead of Enev Olsen, and he's had a wonderful season, shows you just how well Cameron Lancaster has played.
And we were discussing before this broadcast how Lancaster has not done too many of it with penalties, but you would think that a player at the top of the scoring charts would, and of also not too many either. Just take a look at our USL Team of the Week. Aiden Quinn on the pitch tonight for Orange County SC, but it's Jesus Ferreira of Tulsa Roughnecks who scored a hat trick that has him as both Player of the Week and leading the line for USL Team of the Week. Justin Vom Stieg in goal of LA Galaxy 2. You see a few of the young sides getting some representatives in this USL Team of the Week, but Aiden Quinn in the center of the park. We've seen his set-piece delivery tonight. It's been decent.
It has been very, very good, yeah, and they had nothing to show for it, but it's looking at Tulsa Roughnecks. Good news for them, because it's been a hard season, not an easy season, so well done there to have their Player of the Week come from their side. Tulsa
only running 3 times this year. Take a look at our upcoming ESPN schedule. We showed you the promo for Nashville and Tampa. Also coming up, the league leaders, FC Cincinnati, taking on Richmond Kickers, and Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising, which towards the end of the season could decide that last bit of seeding between Orange County and Phoenix and Real Monarchs.
It could. I'm actually looking forward to that match, because Phoenix Rising is such a wonderful side, and Las Vegas Lights, you never know what you're going to get, so put the two together. Could be a cracking match.
Once again, your halftime score, it's Fresno FC 0 and Orange County SC 0. First half highlights, second half kickoff coming up next.
With over 370 wins throughout his coaching career.
And welcome back to live coverage of Fresno FC playing host to Orange County SC. Not a ton of chances in the first half, and that is why it is 0-0 at the moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at our halftime highlights. They're brought to you by Just the Tip and Gary. Let's go ahead and get started showing you the opportunities for either of these two teams to begin with Danny Barrera playing the ball up over the top towards Don Smart, who had a couple of chances to make some decent runs, but none of them really connecting.
No, they didn't, but he looked positive, smart. He was in and around, and nothing's fallen for Fresno or Orange County. And this was a great little bit of skill here from Godoy. Twists and turns, plays a 1-2, just tackled as he was going to try and get the shot in, but we have been limited in good opportunities on goal.
Not a penalty for you here on this second ball?
No, defender comes across here. Yeah, was he leaning into him just before that? Yeah, borderline.
And here's Roberto with a solid piece of skill. And again, Don Smart just not getting his touch right. Christian Cheney wanted it laid off, but it goes begging.
Yep, these are not really chances on goals. They're opportunities around goal. But good for Smart that he's in those dangerous positions. Just needs a better final touch. And here's this free kick coming in from Aidan Quinn. Good free kick into the danger area. And Orange County just can't get ahead on the end of the ball.
And it was Del Campo who put it out of play, but you see the big center backs coming forward. They can be a threat for Orange County as, again, set pieces creating some opportunities. That time it was Ribeiro getting a header, but dealt with in the end by Orange County.
Yeah, dealt with by Orange County. There's no real great opportunities from any of that. It's all huffing and puffing, but hopefully we'll get something exciting happening in the second half.
And those are your halftime highlights here after the first half of play between Fresno and Orange County. Take a look at the upcoming fixture. This is what Fresno has ahead of them. Portland, Colorado Springs, and Real Monarchs all at home with RGV away. Just one more away match, but between tonight and those four, 13 points, if not 15 points required if they want to make a run at the postseason.
Yeah, I would say all 15 points, and with 4 of the 5 at home, including the one today, then why not? You know, if you can't win your games at home, then you're not going to make the playoffs anyway. So, but it all starts with 3 points today. If they don't get those, then it's almost impossible. And it will be so exciting for Fresno fans if they got the wins. They win today, they win against Portland Timbers, win against RGV, and the momentum builds. So that's what Fresno fans want, a really exciting end to this season.
Have you seen enough from them going forward to think that they're going to find the breakthroughs? Take a look here at Orange County. They too have a few home matches left against Real Monarchs. That's coming up next. That's a top 3 clash in the West. Away to Las Vegas and Reno, making the tour of Nevada, and then home with Seattle Sounders. But which of the two sides would you say looks more likely to get the first goal?
Fresno, for me, in the last 20 minutes of that first half, looked really positive. They were trying to get a breakthrough. They know what's on the line. I'm expecting them to lift the tempo even further second half. This team in blue have to make it happen tonight. For Orange County, they can, you know, a loss is not the end of the world for them. They go on to the next game. They're going to make the playoffs. But for Fresno, they've got to do something. So I'm expecting, and I'll be very disappointed if they don't really raise this tempo and have a hell of a go at Orange County.
And Fresno does have their second top scorer available on the bench by way of Jamal Johnson, who is returning from an injury, the Mancunian. Few options available to Adam Smith, and we'll see when those changes begin. As we're just about set to get started, Michael Ratchuk, our matchday referee, allows Thomas Enevolson to get the ball rolling and get us started here in the second half. Orange County not going from left to right, wearing their visiting whites. Fresno FC in their navy blue going from right to left. Thank you for joining us this evening, wherever you may be watching us. Fresno getting a few half chances towards the end of that first half. Had plenty of the ball, but none of them revealing their opening goal.
Not even sure you call them half chances.
Quarter chances?
Yeah, at best. A slight sniff of goal, and that was about it. But they were at least positive in trying to get the breakthrough against Orange County, who we know how good a side OC are. And at least Fresno are really pushing and trying to get the breakthrough, but nothing really that either goalkeeper had to do.
As there's a free kick on that far side for Danny Barrera. Does have Kafa available as well. I wonder if this is a ball that gets sent into the area or if Fresno continue to try and play. As the Colombian will play it short here with Ribeiro. Looked a bit surprised. And now Camden Febo will just send it long in towards that area. Del Campo trying to win in the air. Barrera taking off the chest. Will strike towards goal. Will fall for Del Campo. Hits in the back of a teammate who was offside. The ball put in the back of the net by Cheney, but the offside flag had gone up first.
What a pity for Fresno, the offside flag going up. One of their few shots on target, and it actually goes in, but maybe the keeper had already seen the flag and decided not to make an attempt for it there, Andre Rawls. But a little bit of excitement there from Fresno. Well done, guys.
And you wonder where that Del Campo strike might have been going if not for the blue shirt in the way. As Hume nearly finding a very good ball there for Quinn, but a bit too far out in front. Barrera over the top for Don Smart, who takes down very well. And leave it for Juan Pablo Cafa. Sends Zach Ellis Hayden on his way. Here's the Canadian sending the cross in towards Cheney. A decent touch on it, might still fall in the air for Meyer Bevan, but away. And just as you said, Gary, wanted a bit more out of Fresno, and you're starting to see it.
Got it. Well done, Fresno, for the excitement. And Meyer Bevan ever so close to getting a foot on that one. Once again, you've got to credit Orange County for dealing with the threat. Or tackle coming in there. Referee says play on, but Fresno starting this second half off with lots of positive play.
As Cheney nearly taken off at Kaffa, striking towards goal, came off of Don Smart on the way through, and now the referee will stop play. That was a fairly heavy challenge in the center of the park that the referee gave advantage for, allowing Fresno to carry on.
Yeah, it was a very clumsy tackle, a hard hit there, and would normally have resulted in an immediate free kick, but the referee giving Fresno the advantage, which is good refereeing. And now just having a word.
Might have been yellow as well. Let's take a look here at the challenge. High boot there from both players, both Duke and Mickey Daly, who suffered the brunt end of that. And it is Duke who will go into the book. So a second yellow card for Orange County. Just one of those that was always going to be a coming together.
Yeah, it's how I think Duke lifted his knee and made extra hard contact there on Daly. But once you're on a yellow, you've got to tread carefully. One mistimed tackle and you can be off the pitch, and the whole match then swings in a different direction. So the players who have got yellows, Christian Duke being one of them,
as well.
And Noah Powder, correct. They've got to be a little bit careful from now on.
As Cheney just putting it out of play after the drop ball. Kevin Alston launching towards Duke, who just picked up the yellow, but a wayward header gives the possession to Fresno. Here's Bevan, the New Zealand international. Also has played some on loan in Sweden from Vancouver Whitecaps, who do have a MLS USL agreement. As the ball is put out of play there by Fresno, allowing Orange County to throw it in a fairly dangerous area.
Yeah, Carl Rain is trying to play out the back, got pressurized and eventually didn't take any risks, and that gives possession to Orange County in a good position here for a long throw and a flick on. Let's see what happens.
Not a ton of room to get that running start on the throw in, as Alston will just launch it in there. Decent header from Quinn towards that penalty spot by Ramos Godoy, but swept away. Now Amico just going to head back for his goalkeeper Rawls, who's appreciative of the smarts there. Andre Rawls making his 22nd start on loan from NYCFC, former third-round draft pick of the MLS side. Has yet to make a start in MLS. Getting some experience in USL. Has looked a very impressive goalkeeper at times, but at times you see his lack of game experience. This ball is hit first time there for Ramos Godoy. He tries to get the cross in, but came off of Camden Fewo in the end and out for a corner.
Good attack there from Orange County. Godoy very quick down that right-hand side. Just can't quite get the ball across, but does win the corner. And this is a problem for Fresno. They're up against a very, very good Orange County side. And when Fresno attack, then they'll obviously leave themselves vulnerable to counter-attacks from this Orange County team.
As Quinn will send it in towards that near post. Again, it was Ramos Godoy winning in the penalty area, but always going wayward. And the player making his 5th start of the season, native of California, played his college soccer at UC Irvine and now on his first professional contract, playing for his local club. Good flick on header there from Ribeiro into the path of Cheney. He tries to tug around Kevin Alston, but in a foul manner in the judgment of Michael Ratchuk, and a free kick for Orange County.
Yeah, tiny little tug there on the defender. Getting a warning now, Christian Cheney. Got to be careful. Listen to the referee, nod and agree with the referee. Otherwise, you'll end up in the book. And he's saying, watch what you say, get on with the game. And I think he did. There was a little tug. It wasn't much of a tug, but just enough. And of course, defenders will play it up and convince the referee it was a major tug.
Particularly in a precarious position, as he was on the edge of his own area. Hume not playing the right ball and out of play. This does look a bit similar to the game a week ago against Oklahoma City Energy, of course, without conceding for Orange County. It hasn't been the most convincing of performances, but Brain Cloutier quite liked the way that game played out for Orange County, eventually winning in the end, as Noah Powder will get the ball down that left-hand side, try and send the low cross in, but straight at Mickey Daly, and away by Zach Ellis-Hayden. Now Hume, not it down for Yul Nielsen, just get it clear.
Well, this is where Fresno needs to fight for every single ball. They've got to win possession to try and put pressure on Orange County.
Duke nearly finding the right ball for Anna Voltson, but cut out very well.
Their lives are on the line here, Fresno. They've got to fight for everything. They've got a lot more to lose in Orange County, so I'm expecting Fresno to win a lot more of the 50-50s. And at some stage, they'll have to take more risks as well to get the crucial breakthrough.
As Rainish just leaves it straight there for Quinn, and Voltson and Duke interchanging. Comes to nothing, and now Daly away. Dangerous there between Hume and Alston. The ball slid in the path of Cheney, but a bit too early for him. He hadn't really yet gotten into full stride.
That was good pressure there by Fresno to win that ball and create these counter-attacks. And that's what they've got to do. Not let Orange County play, try and win the ball, pressurize them, or have a high press, as they say, and push on to try and create these goal-scoring opportunities.
Ribeiro trying to loft in for Don Smart, but cut up by Orange County, and a lovely touch there from Noah Powder. We'll send the ball towards Anna Voltson, away by Del Campo. Decent start to the counterattack, and now Amico will try and carry on with it. Ramos Godoy will loft the cross in, and Voltson's on the back post. Will fall here for Noah Powder in the area, trying to leave it for Amico, but closer to Barrera and away.
A dangerous moment there for Orange County as they probing as well, and that's a difficulty for Fresno. They push forward, they leave gaps. Orange County love to play on the counter, and with Anna Voltson up front, they can cause you all sorts of problems. Noah Powder there as well with a couple of really good touches. So it's difficult for Fresno to know what to do, but ultimately they've got to attack. They've got to take chances. If they get caught in the counter, well, so be it. But their season is now right on the line.
As Kaffa played it first time for Don Smart. I believe the assistant's flag had gone up first for offside. There is Don Smart, 30 years of age, from Jamaica. Just his second appearance for Fresno, first start.
He's looked useful tonight. He's got himself into some dangerous positions. Not always had the best first touch, but he's been positive, lively, and certainly has caused the OC defense a few problems.
Or there from Ramos Godoy, giving away in a dangerous area, but a loose touch there from Barrera. Thomas Yul Nielsen. A youth international with Denmark as well. Orange County going for a pair of center back changes. Last week it was Hoyfeld and Cronali. Brain Cloutier still very much in the search for the right center back partnership. And the Orange County manager frustrated there with the award of a throw into Fresno. Del Campo back for Rainish. struggled a bit with distribution, particularly keeping the ball in play.
It's something keepers do more and more these days, is try and play out from the back, but it's not always possible. And if you don't have options, then your best bet is knock it long. But we see goalkeepers taking incredible risks on a regular basis, and we're talking about the top level of football in the world. And it's at times I think it's crazy, but it seems to be the modern way of playing. You get caught out and concede goals, you could get punished for it, so I'd rather play safe.
Yeah, as going down there is Ramos Godoy, and it'll win Orange County a set piece in a decent area.
It certainly is, and we need goals in this game. I'm sure Fresno fans will say it's got to come from Fresno, but Orange County are capable of scoring goals as well, so let's see if there's a decent ball put into the box. Bring this game to life, get the fans all fired up.
You see the percussion section in behind the goal. Trying to create some atmosphere of the supporters. As will be Quinn over the free kick. Here's Aiden Quinn's delivery. Again, it's near post, and again, straightforward work for Fresno's Juan Pablo Cafa.
Yeah, it's a poor free kick that you've got to beat the first person, and with someone with as good a touch as Aiden Quinn, that's not up to his normal standard.
Well, one there by Duke in the air. Matt Spearman trying to turn. Another Irvine native in the team. And his second stint with Orange County, last year with St. Louis. As the ball is sent long, and Camden Fedwell fine with that ball going out of play.
Well, we're coming up to the 60-minute mark, and a point not good enough for Fresno, I wouldn't think. So I'm expecting them to take this energy up another level as they fight for their playoff lives. Adam Smith will want more from his team. If you're going to go down fighting.
Orange County cannot yet clinch their spot in the playoffs. I imagine that will be soon arriving, and I also imagine they'd be hosting at least the quarterfinal, and certainly the goal at this point will be to host all the way through and be that #1 seed, as Bierman tried to play an Ennet Voltson, but it too far out in front. As Amico trying to step to win it off of Smart, and eventually Yul Nielsen does. Ramos Godoy. Certainly the 1 seed in the West, very well in reach for Orange County. That actually go top tonight with a victory. As the ball is played on the path of Kevin Olsen. A good ball there from Ennet Voltson, but he's just kind of losing his footing and trying to play it for Powder and giving away. And now here is Meyer Bevan, and Cafa returning for the New Zealander. Sliding tackle in there from Walker Hume, and a good one as well. Just past the hour mark. Neither team finding that decisive moment as of yet. Looks like a double change being prepared for Adam Smith. Jamal Johnson and Frank Tayu being prepared to come on.
Yep, good time to do that. Normally 2/3 into a match is when most coaches start to make their subs, and it shows you that Adam Smith is determined to try and get the 3 points here tonight and keep their playoff hopes alive. So let's see if the substitutes are going to make a difference or not.
So Don Smart will be among those that make way. As here's Don Smart on the charge. We'll play in Ribeiro. Nice tackle in there from Amico to put it out of play, but stop Ribeiro from carrying on his way. And so here is the double change. Frank Tayu coming on for Christian Cheney, so like for like. Center forwards. And a like for like as well. Winger for winger with Jamal Johnson coming on for Don Smart. Jamal Johnson making his way back from injury. He's got a half hour to give, and he'll try and make the difference for Fresno FC.
Jamal Johnson, a vital player, scored a number of crucial goals for Fresno this season. And Christian Cheney not happy as he comes off. It's been a frustrating evening for him. couple of clashes with opposition and referee. And fresh legs on for Fresno as they push for this absolutely crucial 3 points.
Ellis Hayden in towards that area, trying to flick on there was Kafa. Dealt with there by Quinn, and now Ribeiro. And again swept away. And Volson on an island right now, trying to put Del Campo under pressure. And Ray Nishnau is going to have to put it out of play, and he just about does so.
It's a simple back pass there, knocked wide of the keeper, puts the keeper under pressure, and now Orange County have possession in a good position.
And then Volson trying to find the right option. Leaves it with Powder, will dink it into the area. Dealt with there by Fresno, and now Kafa for the Foxes. Ellis Hayden. Amico. Camfewo. Jamal Johnson. Just onto the pitch. Player well traveled in England in particular. Did play Premier League football with Blackburn Rovers. Duke. Jamal Johnson also in England with Southend, Port Vale, MK Dons, Preston North End, Leeds United, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Wow. He's been around, but some very, very good clubs he's been at.
Ball's over the top towards Frank Tayu, who'll try and keep it in play. The flag stays down. Orange County defense reacting as if it eventually was going to come up. It did not. Now Ellis Hayden. Opportunity on for Meyer Bevan. He does stay on. Ellis Hayden with a cross in towards Tayu. Gets a decent header on it. Kafa trying to strike on the volley, but he had gone offside. And another chance for Fresno.
Well, he might have been offside, but it's good possession from Fresno. They're putting the pressure on Orange County. Let's have a look again. Ball comes in, battling for it. And Kafa just found himself in that offside position. But good play from Fresno. They had OC locked in their half there for a good 5 or so minutes. They certainly are showing their intention, the home side, of forcing this breakthrough against a solid and difficult to beat OC defense.
Heavy coming together. Yields for Fresno. And a poor ball there from Juan Pablo Kafa. And the path of Johnson gives away to Joe Amico of Orange County. Here's Duke. And again the captain, who is on a yellow card. For an earlier challenge on Mickey Daly, the center back for Fresno. And now Quinn for Ramos Godoy. Lovely flick there from the number 19. An interplay there that we saw in the first half between him and Volson. Ramos Godoy trying to win around Camden Fewo, but unable to do so. And away by Daly. Jamal Johnson trying to flick on, and Frank Tayu trying to put this back four under a bit of pressure. Loose ball there from Hume, but forward by Amico into the path of Thomas and Volson. Tries to find the right option, not a ton of them available. And there you see his frustration with those lack of options. Quinn, though, with a good sliding ball on the path of Powder, who tried to flick on, but nobody there.
A little bit of scrappy play there for a few minutes. Nobody able to get control of the ball, and possession lost too easily from both sides, which is frustrating. So hopefully it'll all settle down again and we get a bit more quality. I think it also shows the desperation of Fresno now. They really know the clock is ticking and they have to push. They have to force the issue as much as possible. And it's making for some frenetic playing.
Particularly on a pitch that's fairly narrow as well.
And a bit bumpy in places. We can see is that the baseball round, you know, a couple of times the ball's kicked up and made it very, very difficult to control.
Here's Hayden Quinn. Sliding in the path of Bierman. They try and keep it in play. Slides to play it off of the defender Del Campo. And he does so successfully. It'll be an Orange County corner.
Corner kick for Orange County.
Good pressure from Orange County there to win the corner. You've got to give them credit. I mean, they're virtually through to the playoffs, yet they've come here away from home. I know that Fresno are desperate for the points, and they've put up a decent effort, Orange County. They haven't made it easy for the home side.
That'll be Quinn for the corner. And it's towards that back post this time, but Kyle Rainish doing very well to claim.
Yeah, well taken by the keeper there. Good pair of hands to pluck that out of the sky. Take the pressure off his defense. Let's see if they can build up from the back here, Fresno. Especially with Jamal Johnson in the team now with fresh legs up front. They'll be looking for him, try and get him into the game.
As Tayu again trying to chase, but easy work for Rawls. Kevin Alston. So we're told that Giovanni Ramos-Godoy will make way for a forthcoming change for Orange County. They too having an opportunity to take 3 points and climb above Phoenix Rising. A draw would see them above Real Monarchs into second. They would have one more game played in those two sides. So it looks like it'll be Koji Hashimoto who will head towards that substitutes area. The Japanese midfielder perhaps being prepared to come on. Here's Kafa trying to find the ball between the lines. The layoff there from Bevan a bit off, but still on for Danny Barrera. And Pedro Ribeiro, who can score from this kind of range, and will try and do so again. And Andre Rawls didn't necessarily have it covered, and it whisked wide of his goal.
A decent effort from Ribeiro there. Not on target, but certainly gave the keeper a bit of a fright. But still not enough for Fresno. 1 point is not going to keep them alive, I don't think. So the home side have to come up with something more. Got to say, when I see how deep Juan Pablo Kafa comes, what a wonderful left foot he has. What a beautiful passer of the ball. I want to see him right up on the edge of the box, feeding it in for the players up front, especially with the fresh legs of Frank Tayu there and Jamal Johnson. So maybe someone needs to get behind Juan Pablo Kafa and just give him a shove in the back. Such a quality player.
Put on there by Powder to leave it for the substitute Hashimoto. Now in Volson in some space, will strike towards goal, but always going wide.
Just haven't seen enough quality, have we? From the strikes outside the box, things inside the box. Just hasn't happened for strikers on both sides. A little bit of credit to the keepers for a few decent saves now and again, but certainly the final product isn't there. "20 minutes left now to save Fresno's season."
Koji Hashimoto coming over from the Japanese second division, making his 17th appearance of the season for Orange County. Got his start alongside Keisuke Honda, the longtime Japan international, now an investor in Orange County SC. As here is Hashimoto, leaving it for Amico. And a coming together between Amico and Jamal Johnson results in a throw-in for Orange County. Now Hashimoto trying to slide in the path of Noah Powder, who's done a lot more to try and get forward. Shove in the back of Ramon Martin del Campo, and it results in a free kick for Fresno. See Adam Smith sending out some tactical instructions here for these final 20 minutes.
And glancing at his watch as well, he knows the clock is ticking on his season. And if it is to end with just the 1 point, and probably means they won't make top 8. He wants to see his team go out fighting, give the crowd something to shout about. So let's see if they can bring this match to life in these last few minutes.
Bevan trying to take it down. We'll leave it for Kafa. The right-footed dink cross is in, but dealt with by Amico. And now Daly. Kafa again to try and play the cross. And this is decent service. And what a way there by Yul Nielsen. Del Campo, good ball on the path of Barrera. He's going to try and chip it towards Jamal Johnson, but little bit of a miscommunication, not really the right ball, but given straight back by Orange County to Bradley Candemfewo. Now Ribeiro. Del Campo. The big number 9 again. Fresno FC probing. A nice spell of possession here. Jamal Johnson under a bit of pressure, but again playing it back for his defender.
Orange County are doing well. They're forcing Fresno back here. They're closing them down quickly, turning over possession, making it very difficult for the home side.
Using the width of the pitch to their advantage. It's not allowing them the wide areas to spread out Orange County. Now Walker Hume, big native of Dallas.
Fans, remember to visit the Fresno FC team store located in the southwest
going on a permanent deal after a loan spell last year with Orange County, making his 17th start.
Check out the latest in Fresno FC merch at FresnoFC.com.
I guess for Orange County, looking at the way they're just playing very comfortably at the back, a point for them away from home is a decent point. Takes them into second position in the league title. Another step closer to ensuring that playoff place, which is virtually certain, but the extra point will help. So they seem to be quite comfortable, Orange County, at 0-0.
Nice flick on there by Christian Duke. Now here's the captain. Challenge coming in through Matt Spearman. And a free kick now on the edge of the penalty area for Orange County. Mickey Daly, the offender, and allows an opportunity for a nice delivery on the corner of the area.
Matt Spearman clever there, just gets his body in the way, tempting the big centre-back to give away the foul. And that is in a dangerous position right on the edge of the box there. Daly should have known a little bit better just to hang back and wait and see, rather than clatter into the back of the Orange County midfielder. And if this ball is put in with a bit of quality, it could cause Fresno all sorts of problems.
Now it is either Hashimoto or Quinn, but it's been Quinn who's been responsible for the majority of the deliveries. And now Quinn lofting in towards Hume, hits the bar. Great chance for Orange County. Ellis Hayden trying to clear. It came off a blue shirt, and Rainish had to be alert to it. But a couple of half chances there for Orange County.
Well, more than a half chance. What a good header this is, off the crossbar. So close for Orange County. And eventually Carl Reinisch diving on the ball. Have a look up he gets off the crossbar. Great chance. We said it was a dangerous free kick to give away, and Orange County nearly punished the home side.
And then on the other end of the pitch, winning a free kick. No doubt the best chance of this one so far. Walker Hume, the big Texan, getting on the other end of the service from Quinn. The frame of the goal, the only thing denying his first goal of the season. Now the supporters trying to get behind their Foxes. Amico and Powder, and Ribeiro trying to hit it first time. And giving away there was Alston. It's now in the path of Tayu, who tries to get around Yul Nielsen. And Tayu a bit too aggressive in trying to do so.
Yeah, well, they've had a reprieve. Fresno, that crossbar coming to their, or to saving them rather, and allowing it to remain level, which gives them 14 minutes to get this winner and the 3 points they desperately need. So sometimes when you get a big shock like that and you realize how close you come to going down, it can spur you into extra action. It's a problem, though, that Orange County is so good. They can give Fresno problems from set pieces, from counter-attacks. Makes it very difficult for Fresno to push forward, but they have no choice. 3 points an absolute must.
Now first time ball over the top towards Bevan. Dealt with by Rawls. Fresno have not had a chance as good as Orange County's there off the set piece. Alston. Supporters in full song now. Send their men in blue on their way towards the decisive goal. Good chances would at least get them started. Haven't had too many of those. Barrera, and a nice job there by Bevan to allow the ball to run out towards that byline. Has to get the cross in. It's always going to be easy for Yul Nielsen to deal with from that angle, but the big day in giving away. It'll be a throw-in.
Good pressure from Fresno. That's what they've got to do. Got to hunt now for every single ball, fight for every opportunity, and they've got to be positive and go forward. Free kick earned there from a little tug on big Ribeiro. He's having a few words.
And the big Brazilian and the young Noah Powder with a little bit of a coming together there. The 19-year-old not backing down.
Yeah, frustration for Fresno. They just can't break down this really good Orange County side, who, to be fair, have worked hard. They've closed down. They just haven't come here to have a bit of fun, even though they are or have virtually qualified for the playoffs. They put in a real shift here, Orange County, and still are. And referee just trying to settle Ribeiro down. Good refereeing. It's been very, very strong, the referee, very direct. It's what I like to see.
And now a final change here for Adam Smith, left back off, striker on. And that about reveals where Adam Smith's mind is at for the last 10 minutes plus of this one. Renato Bustamante coming on for Bradley Camden-Fewo. As Juan Pablo Cafa will take the free kick and loft it in towards Del Campo. A decent header on it. Falls for Jamal Johnson, who tries to redirect it towards goal. And instead directs it way off target.
And Tayo, I thought he might just get a little touch on that. I don't know if he was in an offside position where they would have counted. When that ball came to Frank Tayo, a little flick, and maybe he could have got that back on target. Let's have a look at it again. Lovely ball in, floated in. Good challenge for the ball. Have a look at Tayo there. Could he have flicked that back past the goalkeeper? It's got to go down as a chance miss for Fresno.
It seemed like he tried, but didn't quite get his feet sorted. Bit of soccer tennis at the moment, as Powder plays it for Evan Voltson, whose first-time ball for Hashimoto was not the right one. And now Adam Smith telling his men to fly forward. Jamal Johnson tugged that from behind and eventually does earn a free kick, as it does look like Josh Heufeld is being prepared to come on, as Evan Voltson will get the yellow card.
It's a strange yellow card from Evan Voltson. I haven't seen him been nasty all match. He just came back and lays a hand over the top here, there, and twists and turns Jamal Johnson. And there were defenders in front of him, so looks like it's an unnecessary yellow, but it's been given.
As the big Dutch center back is being prepared to come on. Jamal Johnson trying to flick on towards Tayu, but straight it rolls. And it'll be Mats Bierman who will make way. So now we'll have 3 center backs on for Orange County. And really in total 6 defenders on. And now Evan Voltson trying to get the better of Del Campo, who basically on a football Sunday tried to execute an NFL tackle there on Evan Voltson just to stop him and his progress, but instead gives away a free kick now right on the edge of the penalty area.
Yep, dangerous free kick as Josh Heufeld gets set to come on. And we saw that last free kick for Orange County from a similar position. Ended up with that header from Walker Hume that hit the crossbar, so let's see if the visitors can produce another bit of magic.
Coming in, defender number 5, Josh Heufeld.
And it is Josh Heufeld, the former Southampton, Norwich, Millwall, Celtic center back. Comes on for Mats Bierman. So a very defensive shape now for Orange County, but they might just strike here via the set piece. Here's Thomas Evan Voltson, sending it towards the supporters instead of towards goal.
A little bit of trickery from there. Everyone expected Aiden Quinn to whip it in with his left foot. And then suddenly Thomas Enevolson comes running in and tries to catch Carl Reinisch unprepared. But the shot not a good one from the Dane. Expect better from him, 16 goals this season. Would have thought he would have at least got close to hitting target. So the clock is ticking. 7.5 minutes left, plus injury time for Fresno to save their season.
Kafa towards Tayu, tried to take off the chest, but instead gives away to Quinn, and now it's a good ball on the path of Enevolson as Hoyfeld flying forward. Then not his usual position. And Enevolson taking off it. Now Hoyfeld will try and race back to win it back, and he does. Play on. Now Enevolson. Thomas Enevolson trying to slide in Noah Powder. Here's Powder! Who stays onside and gives the visitors the lead. They'd go top with this goal and this result, and it's Noah Powder scoring for a second week running to make it Fresno 0, Orange County 1.
And for a second week running, Orange County have come back towards the end of a match to win a lovely ball from Thomas Enevolson. Great first touch with the outside of his left foot from Noah Powder there, and then slots it under Carl Reinisch. Excellent finish, wonderful build-up. And Orange County, they were devastating towards the end of their last game, and they've done it yet again, breaking Fresno hearts.
And it was Noah Powder who scored the equalizer last week against Oklahoma City Energy. They made it 2-2 at 90+4, and then Aiden Quinn gave Orange County the victory in 90+5. But it's Noah Powder in the goals for a second week running. And now Fresno, I have to say their playoff chances are hanging in the balance with this result.
Hanging by a thread. As good as out if they don't get the points from this match. But to be fair to Orange County, they hit the crossbar 10-15 minutes ago. Walker Hume's header, and then Enevolson, wonderful little through ball there for Noah Powder. Great take by the youngster with his left foot. Good finish. And Braden Cloutier there's got to be so impressed with his team, who have taken the pressure from Fresno, from a desperate Fresno, and kept the clean sheet and scored the crucial goal. So with 5 minutes left, Orange County sitting very pretty.
And with 5 minutes left to play, Fresno FC desperate. They might leave themselves vulnerable to conceding the second. As Ribeiro sends long. Bevan doing very well at times to win 1v1 by allowing the ball to run. And now Zach Ellis-Hayden and Kafa. Sliding it for Barrera, who will loft it into the area. Del Campo, the intended target, who fell down. Around those Bustamantes, Ellis-Hayden with a decent cross in towards Johnson, who was sliding in, but couldn't get that decisive touch towards goal. Rawls flailing at it, and Johnson with the opportunity on the back post.
Yeah, difficult opportunity for Johnson there, just a little bit too far ahead of him. Let's have a look at it again. A good ball out wide, whipped in. There he is stretching, just can't quite get there. And that sort of summed up Fresno this evening. They've had efforts around the goal. They really haven't hit the target very often. They haven't made the keeper, Andre Rawls, work hard enough. And there, when they do get little opportunities, they just can't force it over the line. So, frustrating evening once again for Fresno, but that has probably been the story of their season.
Jamal Johnson. Who's taken down there by, Amico was by Johnson, and earns the free kick for Orange County. As the frustration continues to mount there. Miko having a drink of water over on that near side. And now Orange County will take their sweet time over this free kick. Can't imagine on current evidence there would be too much to be added on at the end of this first half. Second half, I should say.
If this result stays, then Orange County go top of the Western Conference. And they certainly have been an impressive team this season. And they've done this without Michael Seaton playing up front, who I think is one of their top players. Just shows you the depth that Orange County have. And looking ahead to the playoffs, they've got to be one of the favorites to do well.
And from a Fresno point of view, Ellis Hayden trying to send the cross in, Hume dealing with it. If this result holds, their maximum points they could earn is 47. Reno currently on 45 with 6 matches left to play, so they have to win 1 from 6 to knock Fresno out.
Assuming Fresno win all 4 of their remaining 4.
Correct.
So, but you know, I guess from Adam Smith's point of view, it is his first season, and he said, you know, if they don't make it, he understands. He's learned a lot about his players, about the style of football he wants to play, and next season will be the one that they really get judged on. So disappointing as it is for Fresno fans, there's quite a few positives to take into next season, but it still is nonetheless frustrating. They've pushed and they've shoved and they've tried tonight, but it just hasn't worked out for them.
Now Ellis Hayden down that right-hand side towards the byline. The cross gets sent in, took a deflection on the way through, and Rawls felt the need to dive for it, even though the end result was always going to be a corner.
Come on, Fresno, give us something to get excited about at the end of this game. They deserve to at least pick up a point for all the efforts that they've had so far.
And it's Kaffa who will send in the corner. A nice header there from Ribeiro, but going horizontally more than vertically. And it well wide of target.
Yeah, it's always hard to get things on target when it's floated in, because you've got people leaning into you, defenders put you off your balance. So Ribeiro doing well to at least make contact.
As the referee just giving a warning now to Rawls for time wasting.
Pointing the fingers is also part of time wasting, so you're going to have to be careful. Might get a yellow card.
I'm not sure he would care too much, but it will be factored into the amount of time added on. They're nearly into second half stoppage time. Powder just sending it forward. Orange County not committing too much in the attack, just to holding on to this lead. They are no strangers to late match dramatics. They won with it last week, went from losing to winning in the period of added time, as Jamal Johnson, as you see there, confirmation of 3 minutes to be added on. This cross wayward, Kaffa trying to dink it. A nice flick there attempted by Bustamante, but put out of play there by Kevin Alston. Ellis Hayden throwing into the feet of Renato. And now Kaffa, another bit of service. That was decent, and it was an awkward coming together there between goalkeeper and center back. Yul Nielsen and Rawls crashing together. Play on here through Barrera. And Kaffa again set some very dangerous bits of service. Trying to flick on there was Bevan. And now Quinn. Just send it forward. Duke unable to carry on his way, but Daly lost his footing. See there, a fair chunk of the pitch has been taken up tonight. And now Orange County will have plenty of time to get this throw in put in play.
Well, you have to give Orange County credit for the clean sheet, which one presumes they will keep. Goalkeeper and defender clashing there, but commitment at the back to not concede. And again, credit to Orange County for facing a tough and desperate Fresno side. And looks like they're going to come away with the 3 points and a clean sheet.
Ellis Hayden appeals for a handball not given. Good step there by Hume. And I don't think we're going to get the last chance saloon equalizing goal from Fresno on current evidence. Struggling to even get the ball in the attacking third at the moment. Kaffa. And Barrera Slid in the path there of Barrera, but dealt with by Amico. Last-ditch tackle in there from Bustamante, but here's Powder, the goal scorer.
There were a ton of white shirts behind that ball, just blocking Fresno, making it so difficult for them to get through the middle. They really have defended well, Orange County. You have to give them credit. Again, because they have virtually already qualified for the playoffs, so they didn't have to come and win. And yet here they are, defending for their lives, getting the crucial goal. It really has been a professional performance from the visiting team.
Awkward there from Alston. And it does eventually go out of play there for a throw. That should just about do it for this one. Perhaps one last throw in here from Kevin Alston. And that is the full-time whistle. Fresno FC on the brink of elimination from their chances of making the playoffs. Orange County now top of the Western Conference. At the end of this one, it finishes Fresno FC 0, Orange County SC 1.
Yep, well done Orange County. What more can you say? Thomas Enevoldsen, lovely assist for the goal. Frustration for Fresno. It really has been a game. You can see it on Ribeiro's face. He's shaking his head. They know that they're virtually out of the playoffs. He gets the man of the match. And the big man in midfield was useful, some couple of long-range efforts, but the points were what they needed desperately. They haven't got them, Fresno, and it looks like they have to start preparing for success next season.
As our man of the match for Fresno FC, presented by El Mexicano, is Pedro Ribeiro, who did a decent job in the center of the park, but not enough to produce a goal for Fresno. It finishes Fresno FC 0, Orange County SC 1. Full-time highlights next. Post-match following Fresno FC dropping points at home. They've now lost 3 times at home, but only have won 6 of 14 matches. Fresno losing by a goal to 0 at home to Orange County. Noah Powder with the decisive goal in this one. As we now take a look at our full-time highlights here, brought to you by Just the Tip. A couple of decent chances in the second half after a fairly lackluster first half. There you see Kyle Rainish claiming off the corner.
Yeah, good goalkeeping, good hands there. We see Ribeiro here having a shot from outside the box. Yeah, doesn't cause too many problems. You got Andre Rawls scampering across the goal just to make 100% sure. Now this was the crossbar. Getting up high there was the big man Walker Hume, and then a bit of a scramble, and Kyle Rainish grabs the loose ball. But what a good opportunity. The crossbar saving Fresno there early on. And at that point, you thought, have they survived this, Fresno? Can they go on and score? There's a scramble here. The ball just going wide of goals. But it just didn't happen for Fresno, did it? They just didn't get one really good, solid opportunity in the entire 90 minutes. and then they were made to pay. Thomas Enevalson, great ball. Noah Powder with the outside of his left foot, and eventually under the diving body of Carl Reinisch. And that was a crucial goal and the end of Fresno's playoffs hopes, I would suggest.
Not a clear look there, but a whiff of offside, you'd have to say, on the goal from Powder, but he makes no mistake, placing it around the goalkeeper, Carl Reinisch, and Noah Powder scoring for a second week running. What a moment for the 19-year-old heading towards the stretch run of the season to give Orange County a 17th victory in 30 on the season. As we now take a look at our Zoom image of the match. Here you see Don Smart, who made his first start for Fresno FC tonight, put under a bit of pressure, had a couple of decent chances going forward, but never really found his footing very well.
No, he was lively. First half, I thought he got into a couple of good positions. Once in a while, the first touch wasn't spot on, but he looked like he could get the breakthrough for Fresno, and certainly he was one of the more impressive home players.
And that is our Zoom image of the match. As you take a look at the upcoming fixture for Fresno FC, they're back at home. They're taking on Portland Timbers 2 on September the 22nd. That is in 6 days' time. And it is Portland Timbers 2 the opponent. They too above the playoff line at the moment. A couple of difficult matches in a row for Fresno.
Yeah, come on, Fresno fans, go and support your team. They might not make the playoffs this season, but they're lovely to watch. They put in a great effort there, and they deserve all your support. It's their first season. They're busy finding their feet. The more you support them, the more likely they are to bounce back next season and make those playoffs.
Well, that'll just about do it for us here from Chukchansi Park. Fresno FC losing by 1-0 for our terrific broadcast crew, our broadcast partner, Gary Bailey. I'm Chris Whittingham signing off. Orange County, top of the table. Fresno FC now with very few chances left to make the USL postseason. That'll do it for us. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United